Hi, this is Thresden, and this is a walkthrough of the standard edition of Elder Scrolls Online in 2020. Now, there's a lot of different walkthroughs of this game on YouTube, so I want to be clear right off the bat what the difference is between this one and many of the other walkthroughs available. That way you can decide whether you want to watch this walkthrough or watch a different one. So the first thing to understand about this walkthrough I'm about to do is that this is a 2020 walkthrough. This game has changed a lot over time. I see a lot of walkthroughs of Tamriel Unlimited or of the original core game, which is no longer available in its original form. This is of the current game, not an old version. This is also the standard edition, so it's the $20 edition of the game. It's not a more expensive version like ones with Somerset or Elsewhere, or if you're watching this after the summertime, Greymore is coming out. There will be a Greymore edition to the game. That's not what this is. This is just the basic $20 game. You can get it on Steam. You can get it straight from Bethesda. This is a low-cost version of the game if you want to try it out without risking a lot of money. This is the version of the game that you'll end up getting. The second thing is, a lot of people do walkthroughs of just the storyline of the game. They edit out all of the character progression, selecting skills, getting the right gear, all of that kind of thing. This version, I will go into how to progress your character effectively, what kind of gear to use, all of that kind of stuff, because there's more to this game than just the storyline. I'll also do some battlegrounds, at least a few of them, some random dungeons, things like that. I'll show off more features of the game instead of just the storyline. So, with that disclaimer out of the way, let's get started.
It is written, my Vardenfell, my paradise, a place of ancient mystery. But something evil creeps through my realm, hiding among the great houses, or in the Ashlands, threatening to destroy all we have built. My legacy must endure. Welcome to Morrowind.
Alright, that's the cinematic you'll see if you install the game. That's the first thing you'll see. And the next step, of course, is to create a character. I want to create a, I want to create a warden character. So let me see what the best race is for that class. Alright, looks like I'm going to choose Red Guard. Red Guards they have pretty good stamina bonuses. So that'll be good for the Warden class. And of course all Red Guards are part of the Daggerfall Covenant, so I'll automatically be part of that. Here we can choose our class. I want to choose Warden. And I'm going to randomize the appearance because let's just cycle through some. Maybe I'll find one. That guy's pretty cool looking. Let's take this guy right here. And for some reason, it will not let me create. Oh, I need to enter a character name. Alright. Let's name him Dresden's with an S on the end. Now, why can't I put a capital letter in here? There it goes. And I want to play through the tutorial. Turn off that bad add-on there. Alright, so we're on a boat, and we got a letter here. It says, "My dearest friend, I was thrilled to hear that you were traveling to Vardenfell. A new adventure suits you, and I know you were getting bored back home. I don't know what you expect to find, but let me tell you what I know of the land of the Dark Elves. The main city in the region is Vivec City. I don't know how you feel about gods and such, but one of the tribunal, the living gods of the Dark Elves, lives in the city. Lord Vivec himself apparently lives in a grand palace there. You'll probably come ashore in the village of Seyda Neen if my travel experience was typical. Nice enough location, though the number of smugglers and slavers you run into can be somewhat off-putting. And wait until you see the Telvanni Towers. They grow them out of giant mushrooms, of all things. Anyway, enjoy your time among the Dark Elves. Hopefully, I'll see you again when you return to Tamriel proper. Good travels."
What a fabulous voyage we've shared, my friend. To Vardenfell and new opportunities. Still reading that letter? Lovers know who. No need to confirm or deny it. We all have our secrets. I wonder what Vardenfell has in store for us.
Taking rocks ahead! Brace yourselves!
Well, that doesn't sound good.
This one's still alive, Naryu.
I can see that. Walk this way, and let's make sure everything works after that dreadful shipwreck.
Yeah, typical Elder Scrolls game, we start off
by
in
slavers.
prison, right?
What a predicament. But at least we're still alive. Go on now. Naryu wants to talk to you.
Let's see, can I loot this?
Look what the sea coughed up. Welcome to Vardenfell, land of dark elves, lava flows, and slaves of all descriptions. Speaking of slaves, let me get those manacles off you.
How are you going to remove these bindings?
Oh, you'll find I'm full of surprises. I have just the thing. Hold still. There.
What is this
You've
place?
been captured by slavers. Haven't you been paying attention? Maybe you hit your head when your ship crashed into the rocks and dumped you onto the bitter coast. The slavers lured your ship in and took their pick of the survivors.
Are you working with the slavers?
Slavers? Me? No. My allegiance leans in an entirely different direction. Let's just say I'm here to help you escape this place. Then you can get back to what you were doing before the slavers so rudely sank your vessel.
So how do we get out of here?
Not so fast, hero. I need to make sure you can handle yourself in a fight. Not everyone recovers from a near-death experience that quickly.
Alright, let's test my fighting skills.
Let's go over some of the basics of combat.
I'm ready.
Hit me. I want to see what you've got.
Alright, so you can see here, you can left click. There's no auto attacking
Quick,
in this game.
Nice. Now follow it up.
You right click to block. Left click to attack. Light attack.
Try to block this one.
Finish her off.
Impressive. You're just what I need to pull my plan together. Most of the slavers are currently out on a raid. That means it's the perfect opportunity for us to make our escape.
What do you need me to do?
Oh, not too much, really. I need you to find a set of slaver clothes so you don't look like one of the prisoners. Plus, we need the gate key, or we'll never make it to the docks. Here, take my spare lockpick in case you need it.
What are you going to do while I get the gear and the key?
I've got a few more things to check on before we can make our escape. You do your part, and I promise you, I'll do mine.
Any idea who these slavers are?
An idea? Of course. I just need proof to satisfy my superiors. But don't worry, I'm sure I'll have things well in hand by the time we meet back up.
I'll go find some gear and the gate key. Alright, so anyway, left click punches or slashes if you've got a weapon. Right click blocks. And then you can hold down left click and do a heavy attack. Most of the time, once we get abilities, we don't have any abilities yet, but once we get abilities, we'll be going back and forth between using abilities and making short attacks. The reason is because you run out of resources very quickly in this game, and if you intersperse light attacks with your abilities, it stops you from running out of resources as quickly. And then if you do run out of resources, you can just use your light attack continuously. There's lots of books in this game, like any Elder Scrolls game. I'm not going to read these in this walkthrough, but you might want to read them yourself because they have lots of interesting lore and they're fun to read. I'm going to go around and try to find some loot here that I can take to sell at a vendor and get some starting gold. Once I get to where there are vendors. Of course, there's not any on the Slavers Island. It looks like a note, but we can't read it. These slaves will talk to you, but...
This one made the long journey because he heard the Dark Elves no longer kept slaves. Now, Kiersey thinks that was just a lie to get me to Vardenfell.
They don't say much.
Why does the Hist drop so much mud in my clear waters? Careful with that one, stranger. There's something dangerous about that Naryu, but I can't wrap my tail around it.
Alright, let's see if there's anything else here before I leave. Already seen that. Did I go downstairs? By the way, you can't hold down the right and left mouse buttons in this to move forward. It takes some getting used to. You have to use the keyboard to move. Alright, I think that is everything. What is this? Sack? Well, it's not everything. You always think you've got everything, and it turns out you don't. You can press the shift key whenever you're walking. It makes you run faster. It also depletes your stamina. If you look on the lower right hand corner here, you can see my stamina bar. You'll see it slowly going down as I run. There's lots of mushrooms around. You can tell we're close to Vardenfell. This is the area from Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. It's been remade for this game, but it's kind of a trademark of that area. There's these giant mushrooms everywhere. And I'm getting so much loot I might run out of inventory space before I get off of this island. We'll see. Try to unlock this door here. I'm not sure if I have ever tried going in here or not. Alright, just reached level 2. Now, every time you gain a level, so I got 1 attribute point and 1 skill point. The main thing you get when you level up is you can add these attribute points. Leveling really doesn't matter that much. This game is more focused on increasing your skill levels, but that is the one thing character levels actually matter for, is that it gives you these attributes. So the higher this... Oh, wait. I don't want magicka. I want stamina. So the higher your stamina gets, obviously, the more stamina you have, which means the more abilities you can activate. After you push the button, you have to click commit points to lock it in. And then for skills... I'm going to take dive. That's normally, it's actually the only skill we've got available right now, but it's the best one to take first anyway. So now you can't see my ability bar. I'm going to see if I can actually change the settings in here. I don't like my ability bar not being seen. So I'm going to try to change this to always show. So now you can see my dive ability there is tied, hotkeyed to 1. You know what? Let me look and see if there's any weapons in here or anything like that. Probably not in a slaver's hut, but it's worth looking around. Here we go. Inferno Staff. Not really a suitable weapon for a warden, but alright, now these other ones work well. What I really want is 2 daggers. I'm probably not going to make it out of here with all this stuff. But for now, I'm going to take everything. Alright, so let me equip a weapon. I'm going to go with a greatsword. I don't really want a two-handed weapon right now. You know what? That iron sword is one-handed. Let me try that. And I can't offhand yet. You know what? That's fine. Actually, I'm going to go with the greatsword. For now. Once we can offhand, I'll equip 2 swords or 2 daggers or something like that. And this guy is drunk here. So I'm gonna steal his slaver's jerkin. And you know, I wonder which greatsword is better. This dishonored slaver's greatsword, they're both the same. Okay. Alright, I need to equip this gear. I need to equip all of the slaver's gear.
Drawers, why didn't you wake me? Have you been drinking the aged Flynn again?
Uh-oh. Let's go ahead and equip this stuff too. Guess I could use a sword and a shield, but I don't really want to do that. Alright, I got a slaver's shirt and a slaver's jerkin. Which one should I use? The jerkin. Ooh, a dagger. Just what I needed. Even if you're not going to read these books, you should always click on them. Sometimes they're lore books. Later on, that will be important. So you can use it to level up Mage's Guild. And if you play a Warden, especially if you play a Stamina Warden, you generally don't need Mage's Guild skills, but if you ever decide to change to a Magicka Warden, you may need it, so it's good to... Alright, let's kill this guy. This guy's an evil slaver. Oh wait, I'm gonna steal that stuff first. And then I'm gonna kill this guy.
Treacherous slave! I'll have your head!
now I need the gate key, which I guess I didn't find in here. You hit control to sneak, and any character can sneak, regardless of class. You don't have to be a rogue or a thief. Same thing with picking locks. You saw me pick locks earlier. You can be a mage and pick locks. You can be kind of a warrior class, and it doesn't matter what class you are, just like any other Elder Scrolls game. It's too bad I can't grab that meat cleaver. That would make a great weapon. But then again, I can't offhand yet, so I guess it doesn't matter. Wait, what was... Oh, that's the door. And there's a trap laying on the ground. I don't want to hit that. Got the gate key and an heirloom necklace. Go ahead and equip that. It gives me... increases maximum health by 880. Can't pick up that stuff over there. Oh, you can disarm the bear trap. Interesting. I believe if you run over that trap, this animal up here attacks you. It's sleeping. Got some coins. That will definitely come in handy. Alright, time to get out of here.
Over here. Did you get the things now you wanted? The slavers are returning and plans have changed. Naryu sent me to find you and get the gate key.
Tell me what happened.
Naryu sent a signal to the house guard in Seyda Neen, and that's when the slaver horn started sounding. The slavers must have been hiding nearby, and now they're on their way back. We have to hurry.
Here's the gate key.
You are a ray of sunshine on a cloudy morning. I'll lead the prisoners through the gate and see what we can find to get off this island. You meet up with Naryu at the Overlook, and then rendezvous with us at the docks.
I'll find Naryu at the Overlook.
I couldn't have done much better myself, hero. Good work down there. There's one more thing to do if you're up to it. Time is short, but I have something to tell you. You've earned that much at least.
What do you want to tell me?
I'm an assassin, a Morag Tongue agent here to complete a job. The writ I carry gives me the legal authority to end my target's life. No questions asked. I'm here to kill Captain Svardstar, leader of this band of slavers. He's as bad as they come.
Why are you telling me this?
Because I need your help. I can kill the captain and 10 of his thugs without breaking a sweat. But the slaver's ship? It's faster and stronger than anything the locals can throw at it. If we don't scuttle the ship, they'll be right back to business.
Why should I help an assassin?
Not big on gratitude, I see. Look, I signaled Seyda Neen, but they won't get here in time to stop the slavers. With your help, we can end the slavers, save their prisoners, and sink their ship. Otherwise, the prisoners are as good as dead.
So what do you need me to do?
Gather some fire salt and kindle pitch from the docks. With them, you can make a firebomb. Not only will setting their ship on fire destroy it, it will flush the Vardstar from his hiding hole so I can end him. We'll meet after you gather the supplies.
I'll get the fire salts and kindle pitch and meet you at the docks. You notice I said that thing about why should I help an assassin? She's part of the Morag Tong, which you'll learn about more as we progress through the story. But there's another group called the Dark Brotherhood that is really, like the Morag Tong kind of believes in following the law, but the Dark Brotherhood does not, so I guess assassins have a bad reputation everywhere, but they especially have a bad reputation in the Elder Scrolls world. Alright, so I could try to sneak past these guys, but... well, I'll try to sneak past this one. If he sees me, I'll fight him. You notice that red triangle there? That's a sign something bad's gonna happen in that area. So you can tap a directional button and roll out of the way of it. It's the best way to get out of that kind of stuff. Just like Guild Wars 2, pretty similar mechanic. Alright, got the fire salts. Sounds like these people are talking, but they stopped. I was going to listen to what they had to say. Alright, now I just need kindle pitch. And then board the slaver ship. Get out of here.
Tell that stupid sweat to watch his back.
Over here! Get on board and let's go! About time you got here. What took you so long?
Hey, I went as fast as I could.
under attack. Pretend you're part of the crew and maybe the slavers won't notice.
Don't come out! They're bombarding the ship! Wait!
Go below decks and use the firebomb. I'll search for the captain. Now move!
Skeeving fetcher! I'll kill you!
Yes!
Unfortunately, I want to be a stamina warden, but unfortunately these low-level abilities use magicka. So you saw I ran out of magicka right there. Alright, time to throw the firebomb.
Oh, someone put out that fire while I deal with this flea.
Nice! We make a great team. Let's get off this burning ship.
Alright, let's do it.
Good. You've returned to your senses. Let's talk. So, care to tell me what you're doing on that slaver ship?
They captured me and I was trying to escape. What is this place?
This is the port town of Seyda, Neen, on the island of Vardenfell. We fished you out of the burning wreckage of a slaver ship near Firemouth. If you're not a slaver, why were you dressed as one?
We were in disguise, trying to make our escape from the ship.
I'll let Governor Salvi sort this out. She wants to see you. Best not to keep her waiting.
I'll go and talk to Governor Salvi.
Come with me.
Alright, I got 2 daggers. I might go ahead and switch weapons now. Your inventory is full. Alright, well, I don't need bone that badly. I knew my inventory was going to get full soon.
Rescue Sergeant? Let me just record the name in my ledger.
Not this one. Governor Salvi doesn't want an official record.
Really? Very well. The governor's in her office. Unusual for the governor to omit items from the official record, but I'm just her clerk. You'd better head inside and talk to the governor now.
What do you do here?
Seyda Neen is the preeminent port into Vardenfell. I process new arrivals so the tribunal knows who might be gallivanting across this fair land. It's so much more prestigious than my efforts for the Gold Coast Trading Company.
You used to work for the Gold Coast Trading Company?
Once, long ago in another life, I served as a clerk for the company right here in Vardenfell. Helped build many of the fine Imperial-style structures you see. I must have impressed House Hlalu, for they offered me this distinguished position.
So you like working for the Dark Elves?
For the most part. But sometimes it takes great effort not to strangle one or more of these pointy-eared blusterers. For example, no one ever remembers their birth sign. Some even try to change their answers on repeat visits, as if I wouldn't notice.
Alright. Now you'll notice, I think if I try to take stuff here, well, maybe not. My golden child, your shrouding of the light proved a great boon to our holy plans. We led the pirate ship into the rocks and freed those unjustly imprisoned. The drugged guards slept through it all, just as we ordained. Do not be concerned over the loss of life. The innocent survived and the wicked perished. Look upon your just reward, included with this message, and be at peace. You shall know us by this phrase. The ending of the words is Alm Sivi. I thought there was another paper somewhere, but looks like I'm mistaken. You will also see these books, they repeat. There's a few books, and you'll see them in many different places, so you'll read them one time and then you'll see them around all over the place.
As governor of this region, I have questions that need to be answered. We found you among the wreckage of the slaver ship, and we found a strongbox with your name on it in another wreck. I'll give you the strongbox if you tell me the truth.
I helped a Morag Tong agent. She had a writ to assassinate the slaver captain.
Did she? And where is this writ? I don't see any writ. And without a writ, all I have is a murder. Take your strongbox, but we'll hold on to you until I have proof of your claim. I have no patience for tale-tellers or slavers.
Alright, I'm going to get another skill point. And a new skill line, Soul Magic. Alright, now I've got to do something about my inventory. So... you know what? I can learn that recipe right there. And then... this isn't all that important. I'll destroy the adult beverage there.
As governor of this region, I have questions. Did she? And where is...
A moment, Governor. Here's my honorable writ of execution for the slaver captain.
These papers appear to be in order.
We're done here, hero. But don't worry. I'm sure we'll see each other again.
Alright, we reached level 3.
You can go now, and we'll leave your name out of the official record. Just don't make me regret this.
Alright, I'm gonna get Crown Fortifying Meal. Another attribute point, of course. And a skill point. Now let's see what skill I need to take here. I think Green Balance, Fungal Growth is going to be the next one. So as long as I have these two slotted here, if you notice, this has a 1 beside it. Each skill line has its own level. You've got your character level, which I'm level 3, and then you've got your skill line level. So Green Balance is at 1, Animal Companions is at 4, Winter's Embrace is at 1. The reason why Animal Companions is leveled up and the others are not is because I have had this ability slotted on my ability bar. So when you have an ability from a skill line slotted on your bar. Every time you gain experience, that skill line also gains experience. So now that we've got fungal growth on here, that will also begin gaining experience. This is a healing ability. If we get low on health, we can use it. But even if you don't use the ability, all that matters is that it has to be on your front bar. Here's the letter I thought was in the previous room, but it's right here. Most esteemed Minister Therion, House Redoran, I write to you on a matter of grave importance. My office has received an ever-increasing number of complaints in recent weeks. Many of our house guests have experienced poor treatment at the hands of House Redoran bailiffs and constables. As you well know, House Hlalu is duty-bound to address these grievances on their behalf. My dear Minister, while I share your belief in the superiority of the Dunmare people, we must try to keep such opinions to ourselves. House Hlalu defers to House Redoran on matters of defense. I would urge you to defer to us on matters of commerce and diplomacy. Our economy is in peril. The pact has brought us some measure of security, yes, but the cost has been dear. Dearer than I think your Redoran kinsmen are willing to admit. My trade ministers have gone to great lengths to solidify our holdings outside Morrowind. While the enemy has seized most of our extraterritorial property, we retain sizable assets in imperial bourses and foreign business concerns. Extracting this wealth is no small task. It takes time, gold, and most importantly, connections. We can ill afford to alienate what few friends we have outside the pact. Just this morning, I received a complaint from one Theodoric Ashcroft, a respected Breton investor. Apparently, he was accosted by a pair of constables while inspecting a potential construction site. Some minor religious infraction, I'm told. Stepping over a fence to get a better look at the property or something? According to Ashcroft, the constable forced him to the ground, dragged him to the temple, and turned him over to the ordinators, who subjected him to no less than 3 hours of interrogation and corporal re-education. Needless to say, he will not be investing in our fair city. Both Ashcroft and his gold fled to the mainland. These people may be inferior, their religions may be repugnant, their manners may be tiresome, but for the love of the three, swallow your pride and bear it. Idle zealotry cannot put food on the table. We cannot fill our coffers with incense and prayer and expect to wage war effectively. Interprovincial commerce is a necessary evil, whether you like it or not. I urge you in the strongest possible terms, leave outsiders be. I hope this will be my final word on the subject. Yours most respectfully, Tenor Nalin, House Hlalu, Deputy Trade Viceroy. So you can see there's some conflict between these three houses. Hlalu and Redoran are two of them.
Please, someone, we need help. There's an armiger injured on the road outside Seyda, Neen. So much blood. They need help.
Tell me what happened.
I'm not exactly sure. The buoyant armiger was accompanying Canon Valasar on a mission for Lord Vivek, but something terrible must have happened. Canon Valasar sent me to find help. She's on the road just outside of Seyda, Neen. Will you help them?
I'll go find Canon Valasar. Now, that had an icon. If you look at my compass at the top, you can see there's this triangular, or actually diamond-shaped icon. That is, it indicates that that's a main story quest. If you ever get confused and you're not sure where to go next, you can, let's see, go and click on, is this it? That's the key that explains to you what all the icons mean. But there should be a zone guide. Here it goes. Open zone guide on the left. And then you can click on continue zone story, and it will show you on the map where the next quest is if you ever are not sure what the heck you're supposed to be doing now. Another thing you can do is, when I first played this storyline, I did not find this intro quest to be very compelling.
Not now, citizen. I'm up to my armpits in problems today.
Okay, I won't bother you then. If you decide you don't want to do the Morrowind story, the developers kind of push you to do the Morrowind story. Morrowind was the first expansion to Elder Scrolls Online, and they tend to want you to do whatever is the latest content, the newest content that you have access to. So if you own the standard edition, you don't have access to Somerset or Elsewhere or anything like that. So they start you off in the first expansion. But if you don't like that, if you want to go to the core game, the original game from, I think it was 2014 when it first came out, you can go here to a way shrine. This is what a way shrine looks like. If you look on the map, let me go back so you can see this icon. That's what a way shrine looks like. And just go to the nearest way shrine and go to your faction starting area. So you see there's a list of locations here. Scroll down until you get to Tamriel. That'll show you the entire area. And then you just have to find the starting area for your faction, which this character is Daggerfall. So he's going to start in Daggerfall. And here it is right here, Daggerfall Way Shrine. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this to show you what would happen if you went here. Okay, notice it says started Soul Shriven in Cold Harbor. Talk to the hooded figure. Now notice there's a hooded figure right there. Normally she calls out to you for some reason. Oh, there she goes. Yeah, now she's motioning for me to talk to her. Alright, now if you talk to her, it will start the original quest line from the original game. You'll end up getting killed and sent to this spirit realm, and you'll be trapped there, and you'll have to rescue the prophet. That's the storyline from the original game. It's still there. You can still play it if you want to. But for this walkthrough, we're going to do the Morrowind story because the game is sort of set up to push you in that direction. So I'm going to go back here. But it's up to you which story you want to play first. If you play the Morrowind story from the first expansion first, you can then go back to the core game and do it afterwards. It doesn't make any difference. It doesn't really ruin the story because the story is not linear. So you don't have to play the core game first, nor do you have to play this first. It's up to you. Anyway, let's move on. The next step in the story, you can see, now I've got this hooded figure quest. I've got to switch it. Okay, so you can see that quest icon showing that it's a main story icon. To me, the Morrowind story starts off really slow. The first time I played this, I just felt like this was kind of a slow story. I had trouble getting into it. I like it now. It does pick up later, but just be aware of that.
Forgive me, Outlander, but I have enough to deal with. I'm just a simple tribunal priest, and the trouble at the Ancestral Tomb was too much for even our buoyant armiger to deal with. I have failed Lord Vivek, and left a colleague alone at the tomb.
What happened at the Ancestral Tomb?
Lord Vivek sent the three of us to seek guidance at the Andrano Ancestral Tomb. We were attacked when we got there, and our guard was seriously hurt. I barely got her to safety. But we failed to complete the mission Lord Vivek bestowed upon us.
Three of you? You mentioned another priest.
Canon Levoul. He remained behind after we retreated from the tomb. I know he wants to get back inside and ask Lord Vivek's questions. But there's no way he can get past the Daedra, or ask the questions on his own. May the three grant him wisdom.
I can go to the tomb and help Canon Levoul.
Tyson, what's wrong? Someone help!
By the three! First a wounded armiger, now this!
By dawn and dusk, evil creeps through the shadows of my beloved Vardenfell. But an outlander arrives to aid my people, just as I have foreseen.
Those words, what do they mean? What happened? Merciful Azura, the Mother Soul spoke through you. It's a miracle!
Lord Vivec, protect me! That was Azura, the Queen of the Night Sky. And you, she spoke directly to you, Outlander. I'm surprised the Daedric Prince would risk Lord Vivec's wrath to proclaim a prophecy. But she did say you were here to aid us.
What just happened here?
The Daedric Prince Azura possessed that woman and spoke through her. I've heard of such occurrences, of course, but to witness such an event... She said evil creeps through the land. I wonder if it has anything to do with what we saw at the tomb.
Tell me more about your mission at the tomb.
We sought guidance in a matter that concerns Lord Vivec. I received specific questions to ask while Levoul concentrated on summoning his ancestor. The Daedra ruined those plans when they fell upon Urnsey, and we were forced to flee.
Daedra?
Vile creatures from oblivion. You hear about an odd ghost or a nest of vampires, but never Daedra. Please, if they're still there, they'll rip Canon Levoul apart. He's definitely not a warrior. Just look at what they did to the Buoyant Armiger.
What's a Buoyant Armiger?
The Buoyant Armigers comprise one of the military orders of the Tribunal Temple. They seek to emulate Lord Vivec's deeds through actions and words. Poor Urnsey. Those monsters went straight for her. Her blood flowed like lava from Red Mountain.
Red Mountain?
Where are you from? Children learn of Red Mountain before they even taste Flynn. The mountain sits at the center of Vardenfell, periodically rumbling like a sleeping Nyx shaking its leg. Lately, however, it seems to be waking from its long slumber.
Tell me more about Azura.
Azura is the cruel but wise Daedric Prince of Dawn and Dusk. She's one of the good Daedra, for what that's worth. But for her to speak through an innocent means something terrible is about to happen. Why else would she dare Lord Vivec's wrath?
Lord Vivec and Azura don't get along?
What do they teach you where you come from? Lord Vivec's a living god! Azura is merely the anticipation of Sothasil. Vivec stands as the present and the future, while Azura clearly represents Vardenfell's past. So no, they don't get along.
Who's Lord Vivec?
You don't know Lord Vivec, one of the living gods of the Dunmer Tribunal. You must be new to our land, Outlander. But there's no time. Canon Levoul remain behind. He needs help if he's going to get inside the tomb and ask Vivec's questions.
Vivec's a living god?
Yes, one of the god monarchs of Morrowind. He's the warrior poet who lives in a grand palace in Vivec City. Lord Vivec sent us on this holy mission to request information from Canon Levoul's ancestor. It breaks my heart that I have failed him.
I don't know why she keeps acting like I'm crazy, because I don't know about her culture and her land. I mean, look at me. Do I look like a dark elf? I don't think so.
Lord Vivec down. Those monsters, it's too dangerous. What am I going to do? Did Canon Valasar send you? Oh, she did, didn't she? That means she made it to Seyda Neen. Vivec be praised. Will you help me complete my mission? It would be sacrilege if I don't enter my family's tomb and make Lord Vivec's inquiries.
I'll help you enter the tomb and ask your questions.
As the saints declare, the Tribunal always provides. We'll need to be cautious, however. Daedra invaded the tomb. Makes it hard to talk to one's ancestors while monsters try to eat you. I'll also need your help when we reach the summoning chamber.
What kind of help?
Take this scroll with Lord Vivek's inquiries. While I summon forth my ancestor spirit and concentrate on maintaining the connection, you must ask the questions. He insists we use the exact phrasing. We can go inside when you're ready.
Alright, and now notice it's in red. It says, I'm ready, let's enter your family tomb. Anytime you see that, it means that is an irreversible decision. If you click on that, you can't make a different choice unless you abandon the quest. Right here, I'm going to say, I'd like to ask a few questions before we enter the tomb.
I've already lost precious time due to the buoyant Armiger's wounds, but I suppose a few more moments won't make the volcano erupt or the moonlit fall from the sky or anything. What else can I tell you, my friend?
Why does Lord Vivek want you to contact your ancestor?
I'm not quite sure, and it wasn't my place to ask. When your living god gives you a task, you say, "Yes, my lord." The questions seem to involve the time before the tribunal, which I assume is why we must ask them of my long-dead ancestor.
Tell me about your ancestor.
A few of my contemporaries can boast of a luminary such as Farina Andrino occupying a prime branch upon their family tree. Lady Farina studied at the feet of Sothasil and was counted among his companions before the tribunal rose to power.
Who's Sothasil?
Who's Sothasil? It's like asking who are Vivek and Almalexia. They are the tribunal, the living gods of the Dunmer. Sothasil is the architect of time and the binder of oblivion. If you want to know more, we can talk after we've finished.
Tell me about the creatures in the tomb.
Well, I can tell you why they weren't here the last time I paid my respects. Canon Valasa thinks they're some kind of Daedra, determined to keep us from fulfilling Lord Vivek's will. Until you showed up, I wasn't sure what I was going to do.
All right, I'm ready. Let's enter the tomb.
Before we go in there and face those monsters, I want you to know how much I appreciate your aid in this matter. Just don't lose the scroll that contains Lord Vivek's questions. Now come, let's call forth my ancestor. I'll open the tomb door.
Lead the way.
Follow me, but keep an eye out for those Daedra. Careful. The creatures attacked as soon as we entered the Hall of Remembrance.
Oh, you know what? My inventory's full. I can't loot anything from here. I never did go to a merchant and sell anything. That's a shame. Well, somebody's casting a spell over there. Oh, it was a player. Okay. Can't read the book. Surprised that there's not yeah. Inventory's full. Once we get to Vivek City, we'll be able to unload all this stuff. There's lots of merchants in Vivek City. The quest marker is saying to go this way, but I think we need to go down.
This used to be such a peaceful place. I came here as a young acolyte to meditate.
I'm out of mana. heal when I get some mana back. Kind of difficult playing a melee class now. I normally play a magic, a sorcerer, so I normally stand back and shoot enemies with spells. This is a lot harder. Get those last few hit points. Finally. Probably some more loot over here that I can't get. Ah, out of stamina. Ah. Crumbled into dust. Let's see if I can sneak by this person. Nope. Here. Looks like I need to go this way.
We're definitely going to need some more riches.
We're nearly there. Then we can summon my ancestor.
Fortunately, it's very difficult to sneak past these guys when they're right in the middle of the place. not moving fast enough. There we go.
The summoning chamber. I'll call forth my ancestor, then you can ask Vivek's questions.
Hasn't my rest been disturbed enough by those filthy Daedra? Why do you summon me, descendant?
My Lord Vivek has inquiries that only you can answer, my lady. My companion will present them with your permission.
The warrior poet? Very well. Ask Vivek's questions.
By the way, I realized I didn't explain when I died earlier, I used a soul gem to resurrect right on the spot. If you don't have a soul gem, you have to resurrect at a way shrine and walk back. But luckily I had one that I had swiped off of, I had stolen it from the slavers.
Ask the warrior poet's questions, Outlander.
Lord Vivek asks, the heart of the world, key to ascension, should I be filled with apprehension?
Ah, Lord Vivek always had a way with words. Tell him to rest assured. The heart remains safe. I wonder why that concerns him. Ask the remaining questions as my time here is short.
Lord Vivek asks, has the enemy of old returned, so devious and bold?
An enemy of old, yes. But not the one that Vivek presumes.
Lord Vivek asks, did Sotha Sil in his unending crusade know our divinity would shrivel and fade?
Sotha Sil imagined multiple scenarios and contemplated endless solutions. He even experimented with his divinity, drawing energy to study before returning it. Loss will come, he foresaw, but not until the collapse of the temple. Now, back to sleep.
I hope that's what Lord Vivek needed. Let's talk outside.
Alright, now I often make a mistake when playing through this of missing the doorway. There's these stairs that go up and you can easily run past it and end up running back through the crypt again.
Thank you for helping me complete my task. Now, I need to return to Vivek City. Have you been there? It's amazing. Ziggurats rising out of the water, the moonlit hanging in the sky above. You should meet me there so I can introduce you to Lord Vivek.
Did you understand what your ancestor told us?
Just between us, I understood neither the questions asked nor the answers received. Not that I expected to. Some things aren't meant for mortal minds. That's another reason for you to come to Vivek City, to help me explain what my ancestors said.
I can help recount what happened here.
Excellent. I just need to make a quick stop in Seyda Neen to check on my original traveling companions. When you get to Vivek City, head right to the palace and I'll meet you there. I know that Lord Vivek will want to reward you for assisting me.
I'll meet you in Vivek City.
I'll be along shortly. When you get to Vivek City, head directly for Lord Vivek's palace. Once there, I'll make introductions and we can tell the warrior poet everything we've learned.
You said I could ask you more about the tribunal after we finished your mission.
Of course. As I said, the tribunal consists of our three living gods, Vivek, Almalexia, and Sotha Sil. They lead us in spiritual matters and rule over Dunmere society as god monarchs of the Dark Elves. I serve Vivek, but honor the entire tribunal.
Do all Dark Elves follow the tribunal?
Unfortunately, no. The Dunmer houses bow to the tribunal. but the savage Ashlanders refused to acknowledge their divinity. The heretics never allowed themselves to be assimilated into the great houses. Instead, they hold to primitive superstitions.
Alright. We are getting pretty close to the end of what you could regard as an introductory quest line to Morrowind. We'll go to Vivek City, and there will be a few more quests, and then we'll be sent off to explore Vardenfell. But this is going to be all for this. Oh wait, I have a message here. Undaunted exploration. Okay. I think that's for another character on my account. So that's going to be all for today. In the next video, we'll head to Vivek City and sell all this loot we've got. And eventually we'll be sent off to explore Vardenfell. See you later.